If you're looking to buy or sell a vehicle, AutoNation is where you want to go. They are the largest auto retailer from coast to coast.
And their friendly and knowledgeable staff here in South Florida will help you save big on huge selections of new cars, trucks, SUVs, Toyota, Honda, Chevrolet, Mercedes-Benz, and much more.
Yeah, Juice, but if you're like me and you're looking to buy pre-owned, I got 186,000 miles on the Toyota right now. But if you're looking to buy pre-owned, you can shop AutoNation's huge selection of one-price pre-owned vehicles. They are all clearly marked with one price, their lowest price guaranteed.
Yeah, or if you just want to get rid of that old car, turn it into cash today, get top dollar offer and a check the same day, they'll buy your car with no purchase necessary.
And if your check engine light is on, I got that going on as well. Right now, get the services you need at low AutoNation prices. Oil changes, tires, batteries, and more, all for less.
Call or visit AutoNation.com to schedule your appointment today.
And if you are in the market for a new car, DM us at the Fish Tank 81 on Twitter. Hopefully you're already following us at the Fish Tank 81 on Twitter, and we will get your information to an AutoNation senior manager so they can reach out to you directly and walk you through the buying process.
You're now diving into the Fish Tank.
Drive up in that fish tank. Who that? Sitting down with Seth Living, OJ, Juice Man, ooh, and this is strictly for them true fans, dog fans. Number one, of course, y'all. This ain't no ordinary sports talk. Dive up in that fish tank.
Welcome back to the Fish Tank Juice, episode 2 of season 2, right here on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. How you doing today, man?
What's up, Big Seth?
I am doing great. I couldn't, it's interesting being back in this building, Juice, but here we are at 7500 Southwest 30th Street.
Yeah, man.
Miami Dolphins training camp. Forget all the tank stuff. People are still excited about this team. If you're a true fan, you're excited one way or another, even if your expectations are a little marginalized, you're excited. And, man, I'm pumped up because we're about to have our first ever active Dolphins diving in the tank.
Well, Seth, you know what a fan I am of this team, man. I've been a fan ever since the day I stepped in Davie, Florida in 93, man, and to this day I'm still one of the biggest fans. But it is exciting, man. We've talked to a lot of the former guys and former staff members for the Dolphins, but to have some current guys and to be back in this building, man, it's truly exciting.
It really is, man, and this is our training camp special, and it reminds me of some of, I had 8 training camps. How many NFL training camps did you have?
I had 9.
So you had one more than I did. I had 8 NFL training camps. My experiences were probably a little different than yours.
A little bit.
And I think back of all the different memories, man. I think of 96, my quote-unquote rookie year. We had Jimmy Johnson, and we had 30, 40 media members that would show up every time. And I don't know if you remember this, but we had to Harvey had them build this box. It was an orange box that was about, it was a cube, and it was probably like 2 feet by 2 feet. And Jimmy would stand up on this thing on a pedestal, and everybody would get around. But the funniest part about it, Juice, and so my job as a fucking intern was have to run and go find the box. Harvey, where's the fucking orange box? And so I have to stand there holding this orange box waiting for coach to come off practice. And he did that for his 3 years. But when he was done and Dave came in, Dave, his first year, would get on the fucking orange box, but Dave was 6'6", and Jimmy's 5'8" or whatever, 5'9". And it was like, Dave, you probably don't need to get on the orange box.
Goodness.
But one of my craziest memories of training camp was, believe it or not, it was about a 2-week stretch. I'd come in here and work out in the mornings. I'd work out with Tony Eglis, who we've had in the tank, Daryl Gardner, who we've talked about in the tank, and Brad Roll, who was the assistant strength coach with John Gamble. And those were, you could do a whole podcast on those adventures. So I would get in early, and I'd be in before Harvey, be in before Neil. I'd get my workout in, I'd shower up, and I'd just go sit at my desk and grind. Well, I'm sitting, and normally it's quiet until everybody comes in. Well, one day the door busts open, and it's Coach Johnson. Jimmy comes running in, and I'm like, oh, shit. And he goes back right towards Harvey's office. He wasn't looking for me, and Harvey wasn't there. I was like, Coach, Harvey's not in yet. He'll be in shortly. I'm like trying to cover for Harvey, even though he's not late, but if Coach is looking for you, right? And he goes, hey, come to my office. So I follow him down there. It was a little scary. And I walk in. I go, what's up, Coach? He goes, fucking Charlie Bricker. Now, I don't know if you remember Charlie Bricker. Charlie, he was a sports writer for the Sentinel, covered the Dolphins, covered tennis. Actually, he's the guy that broke the whole Dr. J story. That's a whole other thing. Charlie was kind of a gruff, old school, like if you had to do a movie about like what a writer in the 40s looked like, Charlie kind of had that personality, would rub some people the wrong way. I said, well, what happened, Coach? What did he do? He goes, did you read the paper this morning? No, as a PR guy. When the coach says, did you read the paper?
It's a setup.
Yeah, which part? What? And so I hadn't read the fucking paper yet. And so he says,
too busy working out and shit.
He goes, we run that. Yeah, I was getting my swole on. I was getting my swole on down there with Big D Shorty. So no, I just hadn't looked at it yet. And he said, I was running this fake field goal. And I said, yeah, I saw it. And he goes, Well, he fucking described the whole thing. He said, and so the media gets out there in training camp and fans can come out and watch. But kind of the deal, the unwritten rule is you don't detail formation. And so Charlie talked about who lined up and who the punter was at the time.
It should have been a no-brainer for Charlie.
And he turned out to the right and who he threw it to. I mean, he broke down the entire play. So Jimmy was pissed. He goes, here's what we're going to do. He goes, take this down. And so I grabbed a piece of paper or whatever. He goes, you listen? I said, yeah, Coach, I'm listening. Due to irresponsible reporting. So already, now you throw that out there. He goes, due to irresponsible reporting, all members of the media must watch practice from the stands with the general public today. Now, nowadays, they all watch practice from the stands. They built that nice, cushy press row up there up top.
Covered and fans and water.
But in the old days, you were on field level, and you could be back behind the end zones, and we still would sit there and drink our water and whatever, but there was something, I think everybody felt a little special, right? You were on this side of the fence. You were close to, you could hear it, you could touch it, feel it, so to speak. Jimmy would bring you out for the middle drill out by the field. And so he said, now I want you to hang this right on the glass. All right, I'm going to call Harvey. No, you can call Harvey afterwards due to irresponsible reporting. And so I printed it up. I ran it back to Coach. He said, bigger. And so I printed it again in a larger font. And I go and I tape it up on the press room where they would come in, the glass door. Harvey, this is what, and Harvey's like, and I go, here, you can go talk to Jimmy about it.
Right.
I just did what he told me to do. So then the media starts showing up and they're pissed. They're pissed, Juice. It's not that the vantage point's any worse. If you've come out to training camp, you sit in those stands, it's great.
Probably a better situation.
But they had to sit there, and they all looked like kids that were in detention or in punishment, and they were just sitting there fuming. And his whole point was Bricker was going to have to answer to his peers, and they were fucking pissed off at Charlie Bricker. And that's a training camp memory I will never forget.
Oh, man, that's a good one right there, Seth. I mean, really, you just different levels of kind of like how you have to handle things as a rookie into this league. For me, we already talked about before, I think last year, where my luggage was lost, and Stu and I talked about it. I had to wear a tuxedo to my opening
American
banquet.
Airlines hazing you.
Yeah, U.S. Air.
Oh, U.S. Air. Yeah, I'm
sorry,
American.
Yeah, I love them to death now. I got good buddies there that work there because they made amends since.
Yeah, they better.
It's been really good. But I tell you, the thing I always talk about is when my first day here in Davie, when I'm out there trying to make this team, and the receivers and 3 linebackers, one of them was Brian Cox, jumped me in the locker room.
Oh.
Take me up and threw me in the cold tub.
Yikes.
First of all, I never get in the cold tub.
You're not a cold tub guy.
No, I see guys.
You're more of a sauna after a late night guy, aren't you? Sweat it out.
Cold tub is not for me, bro. I can't do it, man. Some of these guys sitting there reading the paper, like the article that Bricker wrote, that you should have been in there reading.
I should have read it.
You should have been in there reading the articles as well. But some of them are sitting in there up to their past their waist in this 40-degree water, reading the newspaper like it's nothing.
Zach was a big cold tub guy.
He was a huge cold tub guy. Now, you can just imagine those, Seth, man. I always think about my ones and twos, man, when I get in there, man. It's agonizing. You ever get in cold water and what happens to your manlyhood?
Well, they have those sleeves. Oh, yo.
Your manlyhood. Your manlyhood, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, I saw that Seinfeld episode.
Couldn't do it, man. So, against my will, I got tossed in this cold tub, man, and I was for a reason, obviously, man. And we were 5 minutes from going to meeting. So I was stuck. Couldn't walk.
Because you're taped up.
Everything. Hands, legs, everything. I was stuck in there. And so meeting's about to start. About 1 minute out, I'm still stuck in there. Thank goodness Troy Maurer right there next to the training room comes out. Troy, my man.
Troy bailed you out.
Came out, cut the tape off me, man. You know me. You've known me for a long time. I wasn't happy with it.
I was going to say you.
Oh, I was so pissed, man. I walked in that
meeting.
Were you
screaming? Were you like in the cold tub screaming?
Man, I walked in that meeting ready to fight everybody, especially Irvin Fryer. Irvin Fryer was a ringleader.
Brian Cox?
Brian Cox was in another meeting. He's lucky he wasn't in our fucking meeting, man. I probably would have let him go, though.
Yeah, you might have.
I had no chance against either one of them, actually. But at least they knew I wasn't messing around, man.
One guy's got a little more crazy in him than the other.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Irvin was jacked, though. He was jacked. So I came in ready to fight everybody. And then Shula was in the front, like, hey, what's going on back there? What's going on? I said, man, fuck you, coach. They want to jump me and tape me up. Who wants a one-on-one? Irvin Fryer
You asked for the one-on-one?
Oh, I did. Irvin Fryer said, I want a one-on-one. I said,
oh, he stood up?
Yeah, he was in my face.
Oh, shit.
Man. He said, hey, I was like, he was coming my way, and coach said, hey, we won't have any of that. I'm like, thinking to myself, damn, thank goodness.
Coach Bell, saved by the coach.
But at least I got some street cred that day. So I got street cred that day, and I'm still looking for them dudes. They're all about 60 years old now, and I'm still looking for them.
Now's the right time. Hey, if you're listening to the Tank, Irvin Fryer, who wants a fucking one-on-one?
If you wanted one of the 8, you know I'm looking for y'all.
I didn't know that part of the story.
Yeah.
You said, who wants a one-on-one?
One-on-one,
That's
man.
one of the greatest lines I've ever heard.
Try
on
me
this show.
one-on-one, man. You can jump me and get me, but who wants a one-on-one?
Now, who are you hoping was going to say yes?
The kicker, man. I hope Pete Stoyanovich or somebody was there.
But Irvin stood up. You're like, oh, damn, this is not what I was expecting.
So that was, yeah. And I had a few more, man, but that was one of my greater, crazier moments.
That is fantastic, man. Well, I don't know that we're going to top that, especially not with guys who are still collecting a check from the team. They'll probably be a little bit more timid. But we've got an amazing lineup of active Miami Dolphin players for our first ever Fish Tank training camp special. We'll be right back.
Can't wait.
If you know the Fish Tank, then you also have to know our friends at Planet Protein.
That's right, Big Seth, and Planet Protein is back and better than ever. They're gearing up for the momentous release of their Chocolate Magic Protein Shake, now completely sugar-free and free of sugar alcohols.
But still the same great taste, Juice. And Planet Protein is locally manufactured right here in South Florida. And to top it off, the new Chocolate Magic 2-pound bags feature a wooden scoop and eco-conscious packaging to protect our beautiful oceans.
Hey, no doubt, Seth. In fact, they're so local that my man Anthony, the COO of Planet Protein, is here to tell you why their product is not just good, but good for you.
That's right. Thanks for having me. Had to come down and tell it like it is. We produce Chocolate Magic right here in South Florida with our community in mind on the inside and outside of the bag. Eco-conscious materials, only 8 real ingredients, 4 of which are superfoods, put you in the prime position to conquer your day.
So if you're ready to live a clean and ethical nutritional lifestyle, then visit planetprotein.com now. And remember to use the code FISHTANK to receive 20% off all of your Planet Protein purchases.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at planet_protein.
Bam! Juice, our first ever active Dolphin, a guy who's currently collecting a paycheck from the Miami Dolphins, dives into the tank with John Denney. What's up, John?
What's going on?
What's up, man? Welcome to the tank, baby.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. We appreciate, let me first say this, that the PR staff, Matt and Jason Jenkins, Renzo, they actually let us in the building. I mean, Juice, his credentials hanging up on the wall over there.
Yeah, whatever.
But they let us back in the building and said we could talk to active guys, so we're excited. And this is our training camp special, and who better to start with than the guy who has more training camps under his belt than John Denney?
Yeah.
15?
Yeah, we're going into 15 right
Going
now.
into 15. Well, we just had JT in the tank. So your rookie year was
2005.
Man, it's
Does
going back.
it seem surreal that you're?
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like it's been that long.
Yeah.
I mean,
Goes
you
by
step
quick.
outside the box and you look at it and you see, wow, that's been about half my life.
Right.
Almost. I've been here with the Dolphins, and
That's crazy.
I still remember the first day walking out there in the back of that field and seeing the 2 Dolphins up on the back of the building and just thinking, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, how was that? How was that feeling, man? Because I know it's changed over the 15 years, but that first year to now, how has everything changed? And you've seen a lot of changes around here, not only from the Dolphins
many
and the
changes.
facility, the way it looks around here, but in general, how's that feeling from day 1 to day 15 times?
Yeah, no,
Whatever.
No, it's definitely
Who's
changed.
counting?
It's definitely changed. I remember coming in and walking to the locker room because the rookies, we came in our first week. The vets were gone. So you walk in the locker room and you're looking up at the nameplates on top of the lockers and you're seeing all the names that you grew up watching. Junior Seau, Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor, and you're thinking, those guys for real are going to be in this room next week when we start?
This isn't Matt. These are your
for me,
teammates.
I mean, for me,
Yeah.
it was a dream.
Very cool. Well, you mentioned Jason Taylor, and we just kicked off our second season of the podcast with JT. Spent about 2 hours with us, which is shocking. I probably won't see him for another month now because of that. But we talked a little bit about you. Because Ed Perry was in JT's draft class in '97, and Ed was the long snapper until you took his job, basically. But so you got here, and JT talked about his experience, his very short-lived experience as a long snapper. But he said that when you got here, you were a defensive end in college, and you still wanted to be a defensive end, and that eventually they started telling you, no, you can't go over to the individual drills, and that you would try and sneak over to the individuals.
No.
A little revisionist history.
That's a little clarity on that. Yes, I was trying to be a defensive end. I was never. They were by the time I became a long snapper, you didn't want extra meetings,
Right?
you didn't want extra drills,
Right.
And they were still bringing me in as an extra body for the first 2 years. While Saban was still here, I was still in the defensive line meetings. I was still in the drills, and that was at their request. Once I became a long snapper, I was happy being a long snapper.
He said you bring a pitching wedge into the bubble and you're hitting off.
It's pure fabrication.
Right.
JT's telling lies, man.
At the time, I didn't know it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I was frustrated because my reps were getting limited. They would pull me off to the side during practices and have me snap balls, and I wasn't getting as many reps in practice, and there was some frustration there at the time, but I didn't realize that was a blessing in disguise because I've had a career that has been amazing.
Yeah, you talk about that. Like, and a lot of players, they see guys come in every year, like you've had.
Hey, right now during training camp, every guy in that locker room wants to be the long snapper.
Right, exactly right. Exactly right. I've seen young guys come in and you send them away every year. Because, you're on point. For one, let me talk about them. Your snapping's unsurpassed. We understand that. But you make plays out there too, John. You enjoy mixing it up a little bit as a long snapper?
Yeah, that's one part of the defensive mindset you still got to hang on to. Once you punt that ball, you're in coverage and you can go down the field and make a play. So
I love seeing 92 on the tackle. Yeah. I love it. So, okay, JT apparently didn't give us good information. Although he did say at some point, don't be frustrated because you're gonna be here longer than all of us, and clearly he was right.
Oh, yeah, no, he loved to bust my chop.
And he's still doing so. But tell us about, this is our training camp special. Tell us about, with 15 training camps now, and obviously this one just got underway, is there a great memory? What is kind of maybe one of the wildest or funniest stories from your training camp experience that you have had over the course of this career?
The first year really stands out. It probably does for a lot of guys, just that first year getting your foot in the door, and just the whole thing is just your head spinning. And it was nerve-wracking. I remember we had the Hall of Fame game.
That's right.
So we had that extra game. You go up to Chicago, or we went up and played Chicago up in Canton. And that first game I really didn't realize the difference between preseason games, between the Hall of Fame game, and between the regular season.
How could you even know?
And so to me, that was my first game. That was my first taste of the NFL. So I remember that first snap. It was a PAT, and I was so nervous.
Who was the holder? Who was your target?
Probably Matt Turk, I believe.
Okay.
It's so funny because I was watching, when you watch the Hall of Fame game, I was thinking to myself, like, some of these guys have been doing it for a long time. Some of these guys are so damn nervous being their first game in uniform. First time putting on a professional uniform. Everybody's done in college. For me, it's the first time I ever had my name on the back of my jersey.
They had my name wrong.
Did they really?
That just goes to show you the kind of respect you get as a.
Is that Tony? Was Tony still the equipment manager?
Yeah.
Damn, Tony Eglis.
There's two E's in Denney. It's kind of like one of those things from what was that movie when he goes to the equipment manager and he's like, does it really matter? Like,
right. Is that what it was?
We got to get Tony back in here. So Tony, remember Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, not the basketball player, but we had the running back Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and his first game he had a 100-yard game, and down here they were just craving a running back, and they had it Adbul instead of Abdul.
Right.
And then there's all these pictures because the guy had a bunch of carries, and afterwards he said that was disrespectful, and Tony was like scared because it was Jimmy Johnson's first year and the whole thing. I can't believe they messed up your name. We're gonna bust Tony's ass.
But you don't care, like I mentioned. You're just happy to be there. I'll take any name.
Call him Smith.
Yeah, honestly.
Too funny.
Hey, speaking of some of the different camps you've been in, you also had a lot of different coaches. Talk about like the differences in training camps with some of the coaches that you had. Easier, tougher coaches, tougher training camps.
Yeah, I've seen the entire spectrum. The quieter guy, the family guy, the louder, more reserved, in your face. So I've seen it all.
Yeah.
And we won't ask him to say which guy is which.
You won't get specific. You can tell, right?
There's a reason I'm the first guy that's an active player on this podcast.
That's right. Set the tone. I understand. I get it. But you've seen them all. And now, have you also been, and I just had this conversation with somebody today, can't have the two-a-days now, all the different rules and changes and CBA. Have you been able to experience some of that? Like when Coach Saban was here, could they still kick your ass out there as opposed to the way it is now?
Yeah, you were twice a day. And they were full practices. And we didn't have the bubble. The bubble didn't exist our first year.
That's right. That is the Nick Saban Memorial bubble.
I don't think we had. There might have been one practice that was cut short from weather, and the weather hasn't changed.
And Nick was probably pissed.
So it was because of lightning. We had a lightning strike that just cracked right on top of the practice field. It was right in the middle of an offensive
testing
play.
that $1 million system they got up there. Right?
It shouldn't have gotten that close, should it?
That's right. That's
the way
right.
the system works.
Guys hit the deck and
that's it.
Everybody straight in the building. It was funny because it was in the middle of a play, so they had the cameras rolling. You could roll
saw it on film?
You could roll that camera back and watch every guy's reaction.
Oh man!
Nobody was harmed, so you could laugh at it, but it was different guys reacting.
Scary stuff, man.
And
how quickly does that lift come down?
Oh yeah, that's the worst place to be in. For the
high point, huh?
Yeah. Really scary. Well, that might be the worst place to be. Clearly, the best place to be is snapping that ball, and you've done it for a hell of a long time. I know you try to tell me, you start counting, is this year my last? Is this year my last? I hope that you can keep it rolling, man. We love having you out there. You've been very supportive of what we do at the foundation.
Yeah, that's one thing. One thing about John you can count on, man, is showing up for charity events.
Everything.
He's been in the community, and that makes him even more valuable. Just a snapper out there making plays, but such a tremendous guy in the community as well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
We celebrate you for that,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Appreciate it.
And I know we got to get you back out of here, and I'm getting the look from Renzo, and I know that look because I
Nah,
used to
you're
give that
fine.
look. But
Forget Renzo.
no, man, it's really great having you in the tank. I hope you get a chance. You got to listen to some of these. You'll have to definitely listen to JT's.
I've heard some of your podcasts.
Oh, cool,
They're,
man.
Well, we had Channing on, who
they're
was in your
entertaining.
draft class.
You could have Channing on a couple more times. You got content for days.
Yeah,
from
we
Channing.
had to kick him out.
I thought JT was going to crack on me when I first came in as a rookie. I made the team, so they made the cuts. This is a story I thought he told you. And so I'm getting showered. I go in to take a shower, and when they get cut, all these lockers get freed up.
Oh, man.
And vets like to have another locker.
A couple,
That's another
yeah.
thing, an extra garage.
The
on
Dan
side-
Marino
on the
extra
side of
locker.
their house,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So I go in, I take a shower, and I come out. My locker's gone. And I'm thinking,
It's cleared out.
dang, they cut you quick.
Shit.
I had no idea that they were in it with Tony, and they had timed it up just right. When I had left, they got my stuff up out of there quick, but it was around the corner. I didn't realize it. I just figured
They relocated
I was
it.
done.
Huh?
I figured they had found somebody else.
Damn, that is quick.
That's scary, man. That's scary. I remember, Zach Thomas, 96 was my first year, and Zach Thomas, same thing. It was one day someone was there, and the next day they're gone. I said, hey, do they come down and tell? I was an intern. Did they tell you? He goes, no, man, they just disappeared.
Yeah.
So he's
You
like,
don't
the
want to
guys
make too
just
many friends
disappeared.
in camp. That's for sure.
Just let me finish my shower, though.
I need my clothes in. I have my stuff here.
Well, you now have a lot of equity built up in that real estate in that locker, so that's really awesome, man. We greatly appreciate you being in here. Hopefully, we get a chance to get you in the tank again, but not too soon because typically we have the guys who aren't playing
Retired.
anymore.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
done.
So hopefully
But
you're a few
five
years off
down
from
the
that.
road, we'll get you back
The
in.
better stories seem to come out from the
That's
guys.
right,
The guys
that's
who
right.
got
They're a
time
little bit
removed.
looser. They're a little bit looser.
exactly.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing high.
Well, and Channing ordered a beer as soon as he sat down with us, so that helped as well.
I believe it.
All
Right,
John.
man.
We
Thanks,
appreciate
John.
you, John.
Hey,
Thanks
you
for
guys are
diving in,
welcome.
buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. This is Ricky J. Mark. In a world where sports radio continues to shift around the whims of corporate interests, we understand that the constant, unexpected changes can be exhausting from time to time. So that's why we think you should sit back, relax, and take 5. Reasons, that is. So go ahead, grab your smartphone, and subscribe to the 5 Reasons Sports Network, available on virtually every podcast platform. We're South Florida's fastest growing on-demand sports media network, so you decide when you want to tune in. You decide when you want to listen. Because we know your life can be hectic, go ahead, fall in love with our lineup, including 5 on the Floor, 3 Yards Per Carry, The Fish Tank, Light-Skinned Opinions, and Cinco Razones, whenever you want. All you need is an internet connection. So go ahead, tune in. Try us out. We're by Miami, for Miami, and spreading rapidly throughout South Florida.
So, man, it was great to have John Denney in here. A legend, really, in these parts. 15 seasons, but John could snap. If he was snapping to no one, it wouldn't be a real success. He probably wouldn't be here for 15 years. So one of the guys that he's getting that ball back to a lot is Matt Haack. I'm saying it right? I had to look up the pronunciation.
Yes, sir, yeah.
How often do people butcher your name?
I mean,
On the regular?
on the regular. I mean, even from high school to college to here, I always get Haack.
Haack. I'm sure you get it a lot
Yeah.
here. So, the Haack brothers used to be the video guys. Has anybody told you that?
Uh-uh.
Dave and Bob Haack. See, you don't even know that. That's why you need old guys like us in here. Dave and Bob Haack were the video guys for 20-something years. Dave Haack forever. And then Bob was his assistant. So you're already at a disadvantage just because the Haack name.
Wow, I did not know that.
Well, there you go. See a little history. You can throw that at like a Joey or a Charlie, and they'll be like,
Okay.
oh, shit, he did his research.
That's for sure.
So-
I'll have to do something.
He did a little research. Well, look, we greatly appreciate you being here. This is your 3rd season, and
All
this
right,
is our
going on
training
3.
camp special. So we don't have to talk about this training camp. I know we got a new head coach, and everybody, we want to make sure that we keep Coach Flores happy. But John Denney was just telling some funny stories about his first year, his first training camp, Juice, where Jason Taylor played a trick on him, and he came back after the shower, and his locker was cleared out. He thought he got cut. We just, and OJ's got some great stories. I have from the PR guys. I used to work for the team as a PR guy. What is maybe your best memory in 2 going on 3 training camps now here with the Dolphins?
Oh, man. To be honest, my rookie year, I think they kind of took it easy on me.
Really?
I was kind of one of those guys.
Getting soft out here, man.
I kept my mouth shut.
Smart.
I mean, I had to do the whole rookie song and everything, but just from a specialist perspective, I mean, mean, we all kind of did our own thing and got to work every day and stuff. And I didn't get no crazy haircut or anything like that.
You
So.
got lucky. What was the song?
He seemed like a quiet guy.
He
That's
does.
smart. Being a quiet guy, you know what I mean?
Well, you see, they
don't
keep
draw
sending me
much
to
attention
some-
you, so-
Right.
They're
right.
sending in all the quiet guys,
Right.
man. They must have listened to our show, and they don't want to send anybody who might get them.
The specialists, my rookie year, kind of, I wouldn't say avoided the rookies or me or whatever, but I wouldn't say there was a whole lot of conversation even between us.
Got you.
But then I remember the day I made the team, it was John walking the room. He was like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like,
All of a sudden,
"Holy
you
cow."
mattered, huh?
Yeah, so
That's
I would
funny.
say that was probably, I mean, it was a shock then.
Yeah.
But I guess that was something kind of, I don't know if they gave me a silent treatment or that's just how it was. But
I think it might have been, a lot of times they don't mess with you when they see what you can do on the field, and I remember watching Matt punt, man, and it's like rockets, you know what I mean? And he beat out Matt Dard. I think he beat Matt out there.
Oh, is that- okay, I was gonna ask who- okay.
And I just like left-footed.
yes, sir.
That's another plus. I was a return guy. So left foot is one of the toughest punts to catch. We
Interesting.
don't realize it because it comes a completely different way than most punters.
So did you know that? Were you right-footed and changed the left? No, I'm kidding.
Right.
No, actually,
Kicking like that, I doubt it.
Yeah.
no, my story is actually pretty crazy. I actually played wide receiver in high school. Didn't really punt. Going into my junior year, the punter before me was actually quarterback. My high school did the whole rollout thing. Every punt was a fake. If it wasn't there, pooch it down the field. So then my year, when I got there after he left, we didn't have anybody to do that. And our coach was like, well, why don't you go try it? Turns out I just basically fake punts all day. And if it wasn't there, I would just pooch it down the field. Ended up going to a Jamie Cole's kicking camp right before my senior year to learn how to actually
In case they actually ask you to punt the thing.
straight up punt normal and not roll out. And I had no idea who he was at the time. Jamie Cole, he runs the Under Armour All-American game for high school kids, picks the specialists. A bunch of guys in the NFL and college work with him or through him, and I ended up going there and winning the whole thing. And he was like, well, who the hell are you? I was like, I was just here to get some tips. I'm out there in my receiver cleats. All these guys are in there.
That's hilarious.
Stuff, and all whole week journey, I traveled all over the country, but Arizona State was one of them. Ended up getting a scholarship. And
Wow.
yeah, it was
And now
pretty-
you're making
pretty
a living.
wild.
Yeah, that Coles
That's
camp
awesome.
is renowned, for placing kids in colleges and helping get scholarships.
Oh, man.
And then most of the kids and place kickers as well.
Juice did a little research,
Yeah,
Preach.
they go. That,
I'm learning
I know
something.
a lot of kids that go to those Coles camps, and if you're invited to that Coles camp, you're pretty special.
So how'd you get in? If you had, with 0 kicks, do all the
Well,
fake punts.
the camp I went to was actually an Iowa State punting camp because I'm from Iowa. Drove up there one afternoon. My mom was there, but she ended up leaving the whole day because they didn't think much of it. My dad was out on work. So it was really an Iowa State camp, but Jamie was putting it on, so they brought him
Got
in.
it.
And
And then he
like I
saw
said,
something he liked, obviously.
Ended up winning it. My dad was on the phone with him till 2 a.m. because he called and was like, "We can get your son a scholarship to punt in college." And me and my mom were like, "Man, who's
That
this
awesome,
guy?
man.
I don't know who this guy is.
Wow.
No way." So I wake up the next morning and my dad's like, "Pack a bag. We're going to Arizona State. We're going to Stanford. We're going to Miami. We're going to Notre Dame."
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Dude,
Just-
that is awesome. So what'd you expect out of that camp? Do you expect that to happen? Or are you just trying to get better for the next season? Just get better at punting in the pocket.
Yeah, I literally had no idea what to expect. I'd never been to a punting camp. And the only reason I was there was they had a 7-on-7 camp a week before, and I ended up not being able to make it because I was going to punt for them after just to learn some stuff, and then so wasn't able to make that. So now I was like, all right, whatever, I'll just sign up for the camp. Literally just trying to get some tips on how to punt normal and everything because I was all sideways and everything. And
Right, from
It-
high school. The damn high school
Crazy,
coach had
man.
you sideways.
Because
It was-
the day of specialists
wild.
now, you got kids who are learning to kick and punt from 5 years old. So the fact that this was just hey, we got nobody else, so hell, we'll just throw you in. And he's doing it. He's one of 32 in the world, man, that are doing it. It's
Changed my
unbelievable.
life.
Yeah,
Changed
it
my
really,
life.
really did. So I want to get back to this rookie song. Did you have to sing your alma mater? Like, what was the song that you had to sing?
we got to choose.
Okay.
So I sang Ain't No Mountain High.
Nice.
So I tried
Okay.
to pick a song that everyone's familiar with. To join
Right,
in,
so they
you
can
know.
join in.
Did they join
right?
in? Did you get a little support from the guys or no?
It wasn't very good.
Were
I'm
they
not
all
gonna
sitting
lie.
there on the So we're not going to get some.
No, it wasn't
Did you have the
that
music
good.
in the background? You do it a cappella.
No, they don't let you.
No
You
music.
gotta go just straight up.
man. You got to sneak in the iPhone or something,
No
Channing
lyrics,
Crowder style.
No lyrics or nothing. You try to pull something out, they'll boo you right
Did
away.
you butcher the they'll boo you. Did you get support from the specialists? Did they at least cheer you on, or you were really on an island?
No, I was on an island.
Literally like a punter out
Yeah,
there by himself,
absolutely.
right?
That's scary. That's scary. So he's a receiver too, though, Juice. We can't
Yes.
just call him a punter. So now, now you got one of the best long snappers on the planet. But if there's ever one he has to go for, we're going to expect you to be able to haul it in.
Well, I think it'd be nice where he can probably actually, we go to a fake and we can flank him out. He's got a one-on-one with one of these top-notch DBs in the league.
Juice is drawing it up in the dirt right now.
Already.
He's drawing it
shift.
up.
I can see shift, and Matt goes out to the flanker. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
we'll
think
see
John
what he
can
puts
still throw
together.
it a little bit to you. Whoever the holder is, they can throw.
Yep.
Who's holding right now?
Well, I'm the
You're the
holder.
holder.
Yeah.
You are the holder.
He's the holder.
Right, you're the plate. Yeah,
Can't
right.
throw it to himself.
Can't throw it to himself. But yeah, man, and that's part of it too, man. I always talk about this, and this is the craziest thing, Seth. Everybody talks about the long snapper and the place kicker. The middleman on extra points and field goals is the most important guy to me. I mean, especially in weather.
How hard
wet
is it
weather,
to do
cold
that?
weather, where you got to get it, place it, spin it, tilt it. all
Laces
that,
out.
Within
I
less
saw
than
Ace
2
Ventura.
seconds. How much time is it?
From snap to kick, it's about 1.2 to 1.3 seconds.
1.2, 1.3 seconds.
Craziness. That's craziness. Is that now? Did you hold in college as well?
So another thing there, went into college, never held before. We had my freshman, sophomore year, we had a backup quarterback do it, Michael Bercovici, and then he ended up starting my junior year. He went to starting quarterback. So another one of those things where
Need a holder.
extra time of practice, I would just catch some from our snapper and turn into the holder.
That's smart, though. The
It's
more
a
you
lot-
do,
yeah.
man.
Absolutely.
The more you do.
But how different is it catching that on one knee and having to get that down there compared to when you played receiver in high school?
I mean, John makes it easy. I mean,
Puts
he's
it on the money.
Good answer.
He's on the money every time. Rarely do I ever have to spin the laces. So, I mean,
How's
it's-
that possible?
That's insane.
It's,
That's getting lucky, or is that
no,
is
that's-
there a technique
no,
to
that's-
that?
That's practice. That's a lot of reps. That's
So he knows where to start the ball to get it where it,
absolutely. So that's me and him.
that's nuts.
That's
countless
new to
reps.
me.
That's some
awesome,
science
man.
shit right there.
Yeah.
Bill and I, wow.
Yeah, so if you look close, he's most likely not holding the laces like you would throw. He'll turn the ball to wherever to get the right amount
The
of
right
spins,
amount of
rotation.
rotations in that 1.2 seconds
That
for
can
you to
sustain
catch
with
it and put it down.
Yep. And then I
That's
catch it at a certain
bananas.
spot, and it all ties in together.
That is sick.
We got to go get that on video at some point.
Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
Slow mo that.
Very cool,
Good
man.
stuff, man.
Well, I hope that's the wildest training camp story that you personally have in what we expect to be a long, long career. Certainly this year, right? New head coach. We don't want any crazy shit happening.
Right.
Yeah.
But
hear that.
it's like, yeah, no kidding. I've been on the other side of that. So, but we wish you nothing but luck, man. It's a strange thing because we don't like to see the punter come out, right? We want touchdowns and field goals. I guess we'd rather see more holding than catching it. But Juice is right, man. It's fun watching you get a hold of that thing, and I
he's
can't tell you
awesome,
how many
man.
games I said, damn, the punter's been the best guy on the field.
Yeah,
today.
yeah. And he's not only got
Which
great,
isn't a great thing to
he's not a
say,
great-
but it's
he's
a
got
compliment to you.
Yeah, he's got a great average, but his hang time is sick. And like I said, being a lefty too, it makes it tough on return guys, man. So that he's a hell of an asset for us.
So now when Juice used to return punts, you could hit the guy. They didn't protect players. So Juice would look up and
Yeah, take out one of those gunners.
he'd take out those gunners
Yeah, they
pretty
changed the
nasty.
rule.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's had guys carted off the field, man. It was
well,
pretty nasty.
man, I was just
I've
making
seen
sure
it.
they
hey,
you can't go down there with your head up like that. Seth. You got to have your head on the swivel still, right?
they gave you too big of a target,
Yeah,
huh?
way too big.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, Matt Haack, thank you so much for coming in, man, being a part of
Great
the Fish
stuff,
Tank. We
brother.
wish you nothing but success this
I
year.
appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
You got
man.
it,
Great
bro.
job, buddy.
Thank you.
Hey, Juice, the only thing better than looking clean is looking clean on your own time.
No doubt about it, Big Seth. And that's why I always call my man Ara at A&T Dry Cleaners anytime I need my clothes laundered or dry cleaned.
Tell them exactly why you call Aura.
Because A&T offers free pickup and delivery at your home or office, so you never have the inconvenience of trying to find time to take your dry cleaning somewhere. They bring it to you.
That's exactly right, Juice. You can walk into their Fort Lauderdale location, but A&T serves Miami-Dade, Broward, and the Southern Palm Beaches with their convenient pickup and delivery services, which also include alterations, shoe repair, and more.
And A&T is family-owned company, and they've been in business since 1980.
1980.
Yeah, and you know what? That means customer service is their priority.
So call Ara today at 954-610-9383. That's his personal cell we're giving you. Or you can visit drycleanertoyou.com to start making your life and your dry cleaning a lot easier.
And make sure you tell them that the Fish Tank sent you, because Ara, my man, is giving our listeners 50% off your first order.
How much?
50. Half, Seth. Half. And 25% off any dry cleaning services after that.
A&T Dry Cleaning, the official dry cleaners of the Fish Tank.
All right, Big Seth. Finally, we hit the right position for training camp.
Well, Matt kind of said he used to be a receiver.
Yeah.
You're not buying it?
Nah, he's a punter now. He's making his money.
You want to hear that shit? You're not catching the ball, man, except the kicker. Okay, I got it.
And sometimes they don't even consider those guys part of the team. So
he kind of indicated that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna let him slide, man.
He was great, man. He was a good guy.
Athlete. But now let's bring in the best position in football.
Okay,
the wide receiver position.
Who would have guessed?
And a local cat from the U as well as Carroll City.
Carroll City, man, pride of Miami Gardens.
That's right. Alan Hurns, man. Welcome to the tank, man. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Great to have you, man. So normally we get all the retired guys who, there's a special place in our heart for those guys. But finally we convinced the team to let us in. We hope after this they let us back, man.
Yeah,
but it's good to finally sit down with a guy who we get to cheer for this year. So we're excited, man. And as I said before we got on, this is our training camp special, first time we've ever done this, and we have our own training camp experiences. Mine from a PR guy, not quite as exciting as maybe OJ's getting taped to the goalpost.
Yeah, well, I got taped up, thrown in the cold tub.
Thrown in the cold tub.
About 8 dudes. It was chilly.
Yeah, he gets a little. We won't go too deep into that because he gets a little upset.
Yeah, I still want to fight. I'm still ready to fight.
Still want to fight somebody. But so you've been, this is your third NFL team. We don't have to focus too. It's too early in camp now, and plus we get it. Everybody's fighting for jobs and the whole thing.
Right.
But so we've had Jacksonville, we've had Dallas. So what head coaches have you worked under in training camp so far?
So far I've worked with Jason Garrett, Gus Bradley, and also Doug Marrone.
Okay.
And Ben him Flo. So it's been a lot different. A lot. Coaches do things differently. One of the things I can say that's different as far as being here, you do a lot before you get to team periods. So they emphasize on all the little things with special teams, taking care of the ball security, everything like that. So
it's nice to hear.
Yeah.
That's different for me as far as when I went to the Cowboys. It was more so they emphasize on team periods. You kind of do a little bit of individual things like that, you get straight to it. Whereas here, it'd be like an hour into practice and you're just not getting to team periods, But that's good too, especially for a receiver standpoint. You make sure you're warmed up before you actually get going in the team periods.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I like it a lot.
That's kind of like you think about it and you wonder how New England's been so successful.
Right.
And you see that how well they take care of the little things and
right.
how important it has become. And I'm surprised more teams don't do that, trying to take that format. But it's interesting to hear you say, coming from a couple of different camps, that's the first time he really emphasized it that way and moving forward into practice.
Sixth NFL season, and he's finally. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's deep, and like you said, you see how New England, how productive they are. It's just being on the little details and everybody on the same page. Whereas you get to a situation, as far as like a 2-minute situation, that okay, I'm in this situation, I got to get down, get off the field, or this one we're in a clock situation. We going over those situations daily, so it just becomes second nature.
Does that mean, you just said that and it just registered with me. Working under Coach Flo now, do you sometimes say like, that's why these fuckers win all the time, because they pay attention? Like, does that go through your head a little bit when you're out there, when they're paying that much attention?
Yeah, no doubt. Especially being a football player, everything come down to details. So I'm just seeing how much they emphasize the little things. It shows that coming from New England, and those guys, they win a lot of games. People always talk about how much discipline they are. So when you're on a team like that, that's gonna get you more wins just by being disciplined and knowing situations and things like that. Of course, it comes down to talent and executing. But when you're on the details, that eliminate half of the problems.
Let's talk about a little bit about some of the camps you've been to. I know you grew up down here. You went to the U. A little different weather down here.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
You've been to some different camps where the weather probably wasn't. I remember. Let me just go back. My buddy Lamar Thomas went to the U.
Gotcha.
So obviously he
LT?
LT, yeah.
He was used to the weather down here, right? But then he came down here from Tampa, and the weather wasn't the same again. Even though he was down there forever, it's still different weather. How has that been for you adapting to that? Have you experienced that Miami heat again like you did when you were going to school here? Because it's a little different everywhere else.
For sure it's different. The first 3 days, oh man, I was gashed. Especially for me. I worked out a lot in the off season as well. But there's no way you could implement a practice. So I worked out down here at Bomberitos, but especially coming from Dallas, we do our training camp in California. You get a nice breeze.
Vacation.
A hot day there is like 80, So coming back to this heat, it's for sure. It could be an advantage for us. Also, you got to make sure you take care of your body, as far as getting electrolytes back in your body and things like that, but we can use it to our advantage come season time. I know, especially playing in college, we had a couple of teams come down to us, I remember we played NC State day, we got like 3 touchdowns just because the defensive line jumping off sides and the corners not trying to chase us. They was gashed, you know. So we could for sure use that to our advantage.
Man, I came down here in college, man, and they had the nerve to announce the temperature is 93 degrees. And we're coming from like 71 in Pennsylvania. I'm like, oh, we're gonna die out here, man.
Humid too.
I was gonna say, I didn't even take into account the humidity.
And we could have had it. They could have made it a night game. It was UM versus Penn State. It's like a top 5 game.
Why?
They made us play at noon, of course, man.
Every advantage you could get.
Damn
You
right.
know that.
Damn right.
Well,
Got every advantage.
Let's talk about the wide receiver position a little bit. You know, I think you're a hell of an addition to a really good position on this football team, and a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things on the field. What have you seen, and how fast have you picked up the system, and are you getting the good reps that you want to get right now?
Yeah, no doubt. It's picking up really good for me. You know, the first 2 days, you know, I was like, man, this offense is complex, you know. But you know, as you get more repetition with it, you know, they just throw you out there, and you learn from other people's mistakes as well. You know, that's my main thing. You know, if I'm not getting a rep, I'm saying like, okay, what he did wrong here or what they did right. You know, but it's been good for me, especially being in the receiving room. It's no big egos. You know, everybody come in and work. You know, I love being a part of a group like that. And especially, we got a lot of depth, and a lot of guys do a lot of different things. You know, as far as, you know,
real versatile.
Yeah, a lot of versatile, a lot of guys. You know, as far as you got Vontae, a bigger body guy. You know, you got Kenny, a speed, route runner, and things like that. And, man, it's a lot of us that's doing a lot of great things. You know, so coming in each and every day, you know, it's competitive. You know, it's not. We going against each other, you know, but we pushing each other to get the best out of each other. Or you see Devontae make a play, you're like, okay, I got to get one.
My
now,
turn.
you feel me? Yeah, so it brings out the best each and every day. We got guys that come in and work.
He said he called Devontae, but he's not a little guy.
Yeah, I was going to say he walked in
over 200 pounds. That's a big receiver. You look at me, I'm 5'10" and a half, Seth.
And a
look at
half.
me like
Yeah,
that.
we got
Don't look
that.
at me like that. And I played at like 185 plus, but you know, he's a big receiver with speed and hands, and that new receiver, man, that's the new receiver nowadays.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's what's up. I like it, man. I'm glad I played when I played that.
Everybody's bigger,
I might be
man.
playing baseball instead of football.
I don't know. I think that football's still in you, although you did like both. So let's get back to the training camp story. So John Denney talked about a veteran hid he went to take a shower and came back and thought he got cut because his locker was cleaned out. And Matt basically got the cold shoulder.
Yeah, he was
He
good.
had to sing his rookie song, but he got the cold shoulder.
Yeah.
I guess somebody must have known that he was about to take their job.
Right.
Give us, and it doesn't have to be your rookie year unless it was, but is there one memory that you'll never forget from a training camp experience now in your 6th NFL training camp? Is there anything that stands out that you're like, damn, I just never thought something like that was going to happen?
As far as for me, no. You know, I seen it in college. You know, it was one time where the vets were trying to get this rookie receiver to do something. He was like, "No, I'm not gonna do it," or whatever. So it was like right before practice, they threw all this stuff like in the cold tub, helmet, everything. So he's looking for everything. He ran out late. You know, he got in trouble. But at the end of the day, you know, when I got to the NFL, you know, that's when, you know, it became a big deal where they kind of stopped the hazing thing. So it's pretty much, they kind of got soft. So
yeah, we ruined that.
I got
here.
saved with that.
We ruined that down
Miami,
here.
yeah.
Somehow it always comes back home, doesn't it?
Always.
I remember you even saying, so when my first year was, as I told you earlier, 96, I don't even want to ask where you were in 1996. It was Jimmy Johnson's first year here, and OJ is like, damn, because Jimmy he knew he was going to turn over the roster and there was going to be a lot of young guys.
Right.
And so he didn't want too much hazing because he was trying to count on those young guys. And you were like, damn, this is soft. This is fucking part of the deal.
Yeah, he said, leave my rookies alone. I said, what the hell you mean, man? They are rookies. They ain't your rookies. Those are our rookies, man.
Yeah. So it's even changed since then. But now, so you're saying that there just isn't even a whole lot of that
Yeah,
anymore.
it's not much at all.
What about the Heat? So here's one that we were talking about earlier. Sam Madison, legendary cornerback here.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you being a Miami guy, so you cheered for a lot of these guys. Sure. But Sam was doing a live shot one time, and you talk about this Heat down here, and he was doing a live shot with Joe Rose on NBC6, and I'm watching on TV, and I'm watching it as the PR guy, and all of a sudden Sam just drops out of the live shot. He friggin' he locked up, man.
Right.
Both legs, he got in cramp, locked up. He's down there, and Joe's standing there, and he's like, all right, well, he kept the interview going, and they had to send the trainers out and damn near wheel him off and throw the IV in him.
Man, it's brutal. You know, people don't understand the heat down here, you know, especially with it being so humid. You know, so far as I was in Dallas, you know, Dallas get hot. but it's a difference. There's dry heat there, but, so working out wise, even like just going to the car, you're sweating,
Yeah.
as far as the Dallas is just dry, but also, it's a difference, too, like working out wise, like I say, you got to make sure you get your electrolytes, you're drinking a lot of water, because if you're not, your body going to cramp up. It's just part of being
Take
down
care
here
of
in
the body.
Heat. Yeah, for sure.
Makes sense.
I think that's important, Seth, that our team is ready to go, because other teams, like Alan said, cannot handle this. And we haven't taken advantage of it in September, early October.
Got
when
to
it's
early
that
on.
hot. We got to take advantage of that.
Because they're going to try and freeze us out in November and December.
You know they are.
For sure.
Buffalo is going to be cold as hell.
No heat
Cold
in the
as hell.
locker room. How many times do you get that one?
Oh, man. Cold shower.
Right.
They dirty
Oh,
like
man.
that.
Yeah, they are.
Like that.
Yeah,
We're going to
that'd
get
be
you
brutal.
with it. So the last thing I'll leave you with, Alan, and we had a guy by the name of Calvin Jackson. He was a safety here. I don't know if Calvin played at Dillard High School.
Okay.
I know you were a Dade guy, Broward
sure.
guy, the whole thing. But, it was the concept of sometimes playing at home so I'm sure it's exciting to come home and play for the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it could be good or it could be bad depending on your, experience and how many people all of a sudden want tickets to the game and how many people can reach out to you. Calvin said that the guys that grew up in the neighborhood took care of him, that they wanted to keep him out of trouble because they knew where the trouble was.
For sure.
It may be too early to have that conversation with you, but are you looking forward to playing at home, or do you kind of, are you weighing both sides of that?
I'm looking forward to playing home. As far as coming out, after college, I said I didn't want to play here, just because I've been in Miami my whole life. I wanted to experience something new, but now, I'm excited to come back. But I'm glad you said that, and I hope everybody's watching, because we do not get free tickets.
That's right.
No free tickets, man.
Right. So I'm excited about that, but just being back home is nothing like being back home, just have a lot of fan base, your family and friends, come watch you. They can get the tickets. But
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
So
The rest
That's
of them
funny.
got to go to the box office.
Speaking of the
That's right
ticket
there.
situation, and again, 305 guy. So Trick Daddy, who's been on this show, he's been in the tank, huge Dolphins fan. Trick reached out to me. His birthday's coming up. I guess we're playing in Dallas. And so he wants tickets to the game. He called us. I'm like, Chick, somebody's got to pay for these fucking tickets. Like, I don't know if you. So I got to get back to Chick on that. But if you got any connects in Dallas from your days there, we might have to make that all connect that loop. Alan, it was great to meet you, man. We're excited to have you here in South Florida, and really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. It was good.
Hey, welcome home, big dog.
Appreciate it.
Need custom T-shirts made?
What about logo giveaways for trade shows or parties?
Wizard Creations will put your logo on anything and everything. So you got to find them at wizardcreations.com.
Yeah, the lowest prices around. What service is available? Wizard puts your logo on everything.
And they really do, Juice. Luke Freeman, who is the wizard at Wizard, is an amazing guy. And if you have something that needs to be branded, Luke is the guy who will get it done. He's done our fish tank shirts that everybody's been asking for. We've worked with him at the Jason Taylor Foundation for years. There's nobody better than Luke Freeman and Wizard Creations.
Yeah, so for all your custom merch needs, call our friends at Wizard Creations at 888-217-4084. That's 888-217-4084. Also check them out at wizardcreations.com.
And when you do that, Luke said use the code FISHTANK. He's going to give you free setup and 10% off your first order. Free setup, 10% off. You're going to save some money and get great branded product. WizardCreations.com. So, Juice, we know that we went with your favorite position. So I think you set this up with Renzo first.
You know it.
So we went with your favorite position. We had a receiver. Allen was great. But we had to finish up at home. Huh? I had to go Cleveland on him.
Had to go hometown, man. Cleveland, Ohio, the best state in the country, as we know, and Cleveland, the best city in Ohio.
You're going to have a tough time selling that one.
You know what, though? The people
but they'll
that
like
talk,
this guy.
The people that talk about Cleveland ain't been to Cleveland, man.
Yeah, well, some of them haven't. But Jerome Baker, man, welcome to the tank.
Oh, it's good to be here. Good to be here.
What's up, Bake?
How you doing?
Good, man. Welcome to the tank, man. Everything good so far in training camp? I know second year in, different coach.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your rookie year compared to what's going on your second year in the league.
My rookie year, I was just trying to get by, just trying to not do the wrong thing. Just trying to show I was, I belong there. This year's, I'm really just focused on getting better, getting prepared for the season. I actually know what to expect this year, so just getting ready for myself, not really just trying to survive.
That's good to see because, we need you to do more than just survive.
Right.
You see this guy run, man?
Man, come on, man. It's Ohio boy.
The wheel. Oh, there we go. That Ohio. Yeah, but I know some Ohio guys didn't have speed like
Watch
that.
yourself. Watch yourself. Be careful. Everybody talks about there's no speed in Ohio, but that's a lie.
Man, this guy moves.
That's
I
right.
saw the first time. I'm not just saying it because you're sitting here, but first time I saw. You're trying to figure out, learning the roster, the whole thing. This dude flies across the screen. I'm like, wait a minute, he was wearing a 50. He wasn't wearing a 20.
Right. I think that's that Buckeye influence too, man. Buckeyes, they do a great job of putting guys in the league. Him and Mack are going to be controlling that linebacker position, running sideline to sideline, making plays, man. But that's a good job of our staff getting guys like Baker in from these programs that have been successful, but play with a lot of speed, a lot of passing, and physical as hell.
I mean, speed where it starts with you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I pride myself on speed. I mean, if you're going back to Buckeyes, it all started with, Shazier, got down to D. Lee, and, this is my turn just to do my thing. So it's just that Buckeye line.
Yeah. Before that, I like this about it, Seth. And before that, he went to Benedictine in Cleveland, Ohio.
Here we go with the Cleveland stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah. One of the great high schools athletically. I know they also have a great wrestling program as well, right?
Yes.
Where is that? Is that east side or west side?
It's the east side.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, I lived in the east side.
Yeah.
I worked for the Cavaliers. I did an internship for the Cavs. I lived on was it Green Road and Euclid, right there at the top of the hill.
Exactly
so I don't know, but I have no idea where these schools are. And
and he actually got he won a state championship your senior year.
Yeah, my senior year.
Oh man,
state championship,
Okay.
which was nice. But then
somebody did his research.
But you're originally committed to Florida, right?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I wanted to go to Florida.
I get it.
Oh, you held that. Wait a minute. Wait a
That's his
minute.
alma mater.
All right, I
wanted to go to Florida. It was the SEC. They was winning the national championship
Exactly.
year after year after year.
Exactly.
And me, I just wanted to play against the best. So at the time, SEC was the best.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I think we
that.
beat the Ohio State for one of those national championships too.
I don't know about
Actually, one in basketball and one in football.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
That was years
So who
ago,
was the
years
coach?
ago.
Who was recruiting at Florida that blew it?
It was actually Coach Durkin and Coach Muschamp. They just ended up getting fired that year. So I just ended up staying home. Yeah.
That's a bad start in the recruiting trail.
That sounds like how I went to Penn State instead of Ohio State.
I thought, man,
Same
you told
type
me
of
the
story.
whole romantic story about the handwritten letter from Joe Pa.
That was part
But
of
somebody
it.
got fired.
Yeah, Earl Bruce got fired.
Oh.
Yeah, I still got Joe Pa. I went there my 8th grade year with a close friend. I still got his autograph
See,
up my
how do
wall.
we lose? How do we lose in
So
the
we
8th
both
grade? We had
lost
him
on
on
this
8th
deal.
grade.
I mean, you're repping Ohio, but truly, we both lost on this deal. But we won as Dolphins
We
fans.
did. Bottom
so
line.
we're excited to have you here, and this has been our training camp special. And we had the specialists in early. I see Renzo is a veteran PR guy here. The way he stacked the deck
Yeah,
in this
it worked
deal,
out perfect.
And those guys, their stories were a little slower. And then we had, somebody had to sing the rookie song, and although Alan said that they don't even let him haze the guys that much anymore.
No.
But do you have any great memories from last year's training camp? I mean, I'm sure it was all just a whirlwind.
Well, my greatest memory wasn't even about me. Last year, we had a guy come in. He had dreads. He'd been growing it for like 70 years.
Oh, no.
And he was from Cleveland. He went to Notre Dame College.
So who was it? Who was the player?
I forgot his name.
All right, we'll look it up. And
But
we'll cut
he-
that
he
out.
ran him off.
Yeah, so he had dreads.
Clearly, he's not
his
still with
dreads
the
was
team.
long. It was like 7 years. He'd been growing it for 7 years.
Oh, man.
And he had a bet with when we had Jordan here. Is he faster than him? And they gave him a head start too.
He got a head start and lost.
And he lost. And after that practice, I still got the videos. Everybody in the whole team came to the locker room, and it was a bet. It wasn't hazing. It was just
You got a
lost the
little-
bet.
No, he put it out there. He
Yeah.
offered it up. He
And,
walked into it.
The vets, they all put money up. It was like, that was real money, like
Right.
$1,000 each person. So
Monopoly money. They're not really betting like that in NFL locker rooms, man. Wow.
Yeah.
So he put his hair on the line, and they gave him a head start.
And
What position did he play?
D-line.
He was a D lineman,
Yeah.
and he
What was the
lost.
distance on that race?
I want to say it was like 40 yards.
40. You
Yeah,
got
it
beat.
was
You got a
40.
head start.
It was,
It was from
it,
the
it
locker
was
room
bad.
to the
It was
training
just
room.
it was how long he just grew his hair and finally cut it off. It was definitely funny, but
Now, who cut it off? Who got to actually cut his
the
hair?
vets,
Vets got
the
pieces.
vets
They all
got
took a
different
lot?
pieces. Yeah,
Like
so
cutting
it
the nets down on the championship.
How
right?
did he handle it? They get the ladder out. How did he handle it?
he took it like a champ, and they cut it in a style where he had to wear it, and it was definitely bad.
Man, oh man. I'm
And
glad,
you got video of this.
Yeah, I still got the videos. It's still on my phone.
Oh man, we got to
I'm
find
glad
that.
I came in with a low fade right away, man. Because,
Yeah.
usually those guys
Yeah, me
start with
too.
that big buzz right down the middle, the reverse mohawk thing, just to get it started. And you really got to start cleaning up after that. So they didn't do anything to you, obviously. A lot of times, I'm going to tell you this. We had some guys in the locker room that, even as rookies, you just didn't even fuck with him. Just don't mess with him, man. It's like that dude right there, Tim Bowens and dudes like, just don't mess with him, man.
They found out quick with Tim Bowens.
Yeah, they don't. We had a receiver, Util Green, who went to UM.
That's a great story.
We had one receiver mess with him. He made the rookie mistake of ordering his equipment or his extra stuff from Nike into the locker room. So he was in the training room and people was going through his box.
Now Util was kind of on the front end of the big receiver because the guys were
big and fast.
You know how the league changes and go through these shifts. So they were, I don't want to say little guys, but smaller guys in your era.
Yep.
Right? But Util was like, yoked.
He was yoked and can run. He's a 4.3 guy, low 4.3 guy, 6'2", just a big receiver, man. And obviously tough as hell.
He was a country boy, too.
Yeah, my boy Charles Jordan, he's tough as hell. So we went through his boxes, and he came back out of the training room. He said, yo, I want all my shit back in my box immediately, right? And I'm like, oh, I got a T-shirt. I put it right back. You know what I mean? Everybody started putting stuff back.
He was a rook.
He's a rook. My boy CJ's like, nah, man, he's a rookie. The hell with that. So and the Till told him, well, meet me in the back. So they went back by the pool, right?
Yeah.
Next day come back, your Till's yoked sweat. He's like jacked up and stuff. And he said, I told him, Juice. And CJ comes limping into the locker room because your Till took him back there and wore him out a little bit. So, yeah, we don't mess with some rookies. And I think you'd be that rookie that people wouldn't mess with.
My actual rookie experience, it came at the end of the season. We had the rookie dinner.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I thought we had an understanding, all the rookies of we're not going, the defensive rookies, we're not going. So we all just decided, like, we're not going today. We're not going. So I thought we all said we're not going. So it was about
you were led to believe this was a collective
effort. I'm thinking
okay.
we all not going to go. I'm for sure not going to go. I put my phone do not disturb. Anybody that called me is not coming. So it got around like 8 o'clock. I remember Raekwon called me.
Your teammate, your buddy.
Yeah, so I didn't answer. So he texted me. He was like, where you at? I'm like, I'm at home.
Where are you at?
So he was like, yeah, I'm at the dinner. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, so long story short, some of the rookies, I'm not going to put them out there like that, but they end up going to the dinner, and they had to all split the bill. So that next day, that's when we was playing Buffalo.
Oh, so you didn't run over and go. You was like, I'm not going.
I stuck to my guns. I'm not going.
Okay.
Worst mistake of my life.
Oh.
So that next day, we was going to Buffalo. I had my bags packed. I was ready to go, all of that. At the time, I had this nice Supreme bag. If you know about Supreme, I pay a lot of money for that bag.
He looked at you. He didn't look at me. Clearly, I didn't.
So I put my keys in there. I put my garage opener in there. I put all my clothes in there.
Oh, shit.
So we went to meetings. I came out. My bag's gone. At this point, when I first got to practice, everybody was like, why you didn't show up? I'm like, I thought, we wasn't going, but whatever. So when I'm thinking like, all right, my bag's not here, I know one of the vets got it. Who has it? And I started thinking like, it's no way I'm going to find out who has it. So I went to Drew. I'm like, can you find out who got it? If you show me who got it, I can get it back.
Oh, you went to Drew, so head of security.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I don't know if Drew was
up
to it. Drew was up to it. Nobody can find my bag on the video, whatever.
If Drew couldn't find it, then he was in on it. That's what I'm saying.
Like, okay,
I'm sticking to that.
That's fine. So I'm like, it's just a bag. That's the least of my worries. At least I didn't have to pay for no grown men dinner. Fine, whatever. So I didn't pay for the dinner, whatever. So we go to Buffalo after the game. Well, we play the whole game. Fine. I come back to my locker. I have 2 phones. So one of my phones is gone. I'm like, all right, now we're getting a little too much. Now I'm wondering like, where's my phone at? Literally nobody said anything. Like
you got your bag. You got to be happy with your bag.
You know what? It's even better because the phone I had, it was older. So the next day, I'm like, we're in the NFL. I can go get another one. Got another one. And it was the end of the season. So I avoided a lot of the different, troubles I had with the vets. But I didn't go to rookie dinner. And,
right. Did you ever get the bag back?
No, I still don't know. My bag back.
Now, what was cheaper? What your portion of that dinner would have been, or buying the new phone? Did we figure that math out?
Buying the new phone. It was only like $300.
Right.
It was.
Oh damn.
I did.
Where did they go to dinner?
I don't even know. I didn't care. I wasn't going.
Right.
But
the principal of the matter. It's principality.
But yeah, I didn't go to the rookie dinner, and I got my phone and my bag took. So it's all good.
All right, not bad.
That's a good story.
He had a good season. He had a good rookie season.
That's like a real story.
And you know what? And the more you ball out, the less they mess with you, man. That's
true.
what they started doing.
That's interesting. They did it at the end of the year, man. I remember being invited to the DB night out. This was Jamar Fletcher's rookie year, and Sam Madison. This is back when they had, what was that place out on the water, Jackson's or whatever. And I'm like, man, I'm looking at the menu and these prices. And Sam's like, no, we got it.
Burton Jacks.
Burton Jacks, yeah. Hey, get the surfing. You like lobster? Get the surf and turf and he's done. And I'm like, Sam, are you sure, man? Man, I really no, we got you. And everybody's ordering all the DB, and I'm like, man, I'm part of the gig, and I'm like $70 meal and the whole thing. Man, that bill came. They handed it to Fletch. Yeah. Ooh, he was not happy.
No.
He was not happy. But that was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, some of them dudes get the go orders too and shit.
Yeah, I heard a
Let
lot
Lobster
of
Matt
stories
come to
about
go.
that.
Yeah, I guess they've changed a lot of that these days. It's probably a good thing, though. You shouldn't be taking people's money. That's a little too much.
So let's talk a little bit about Coach Flo's training camp so far. How's it been so far? The new nuances,
straightened up,
and the way the defense is looking. I'm excited about some of the things that he might bring over from New England that we can use with our speedy linebackers like yourself, and some of the packages that we can put together out there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. No specifics, but how are you enjoying the new defense?
Honestly, I love it. I love every bit of it. Just the cool thing about his defense, anybody can play in it. If you can play ball, he'll find a way to get you on the field. So that's pretty much what I appreciate about his defense. You can cover. If you can cover, he's going to put you out there. If you can rush the pass, he's going to put you out there. No matter what you can do, he can put you out there.
So you're planning on being out there a lot then, it sounds like.
Yeah. Whatever he asks me to do, I just go out there and do the best of my ability. And just honestly, I just like having fun in this defense.
Yeah.
There's no set rules. It's kind of just go out there and play. So it's definitely cool.
I remember looking out there sometimes, and I always refer to New England because I see Coach Flo and what he did with that defense. You can see like 6 linebackers like standing up. You're like, you don't even know what the hell. How do you know who to block? You know, as a receiver, who do I know? Who am I hot off of here? You know what? It's so much confusion with that. But like you said, if you can go out there and play it, all these guys know their assignments. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch that defense. I think the defense is going to carry us for the most part. Like most teams, you know, most teams win with really good defense, and the offense is there for the show. So I'm excited about that.
It's interesting to hear from an offensive player.
I know where my bread is buttered, man.
Yeah.
You know, I remember coming off the field, man. I think we had the record number of 3 and outs my last year. So I tried to become a defensive guy. Those are more of my cats.
Coach Wannstedt did say there's nothing wrong with punting.
Yeah,
I remember he did say that.
Times.
So I am excited to see what Jerome brings to the field this year. But I also want to talk about off the field for a minute because I got a chance to spend some time, and you came for the Dolphins Business Combine.
Yeah.
In my day job with the Jason Taylor Foundation, Jerome came out. Now I did learn. You know, we have the poetry program, Juice.
Yeah.
He talks about the phone. I don't know which phone got taken, but he has some secret poems up in one of those phones.
Yeah.
So we're going to get Jerome out at an open mic once. He talked about wanting to do that, and we're looking forward. I know you've been in touch with Epiphany from the crew, but you also shared with me kind of your long-term vision of what you want to start and give back to the community, and the relationship you had with your father, and playing with guys who maybe didn't have that, and how you wanted to be able to offer that to young people. And I just thought that was fascinating. It's really not what we typically talk about the show, but it was really special to hear from a young guy. And you know, if maybe you can fill Juice in on some of those things.
Yeah, I mean, just Cleveland is just my hometown. Cleveland is very close to my heart. And, you know, growing up, I was blessed to have an amazing father, always there. Every step of the way. From all my friends come over to the house and he cooks us all breakfast and cooks us all dinner, and just being there as a father figure in my life, not just in my life, well, the community. He started his own organization. I was about 7 years old, something like that. So I kind of just took that and ran with it. I wanted to create my own organization. I got one now, Expanding Land, and just want to be in the community as far as like, you have a father figure out there or a program where you can go and really lean on and really help guide you in pretty much anything you want to do. I didn't want to have to be, I just want to have a camp or something like that. I want to be, if you want to be an art student, well, we're going to help you any way we can. That's an internship or college, whatever it is, you just want to help you in whatever you want to do. So that's kind of been my vision of Cleveland. Of, you know, Cleveland always get that bad rep of, you know, just violence and none of all of that. But well, Cleveland, if we all stick together, it can be, well, it is the best city in the country.
That's right, man. I love that, man. And Bake, you've shown us since day one here, man. You've been in the community here as well, you know, and you get it. Some guys just don't get it, man. Not only are you in the league, you know, it's a hell of responsibility, but it's also a hell of responsibility to be in the community like you are, man. I'm proud of you for that, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I couldn't pass that up, man. It was really, really special to hear from a first-year guy. So I can just, you know, again, watching you on the field and seeing what you do off the field, I'm really excited about what's to come from Jerome Baker.
Thank you.
And that story, man, between the dreads and him missing the dinner, you know, I'm glad that Renzo, I got to give it to Renzo, man. He stacked the deck the right way.
Yeah.
Either that or you just pulled that vet move and you sat in the training room to learn from somebody. But really appreciate you being a part of the tank. Typically, like I said, we get the veteran guys or guys who have retired. It's nice to get some active players, man, and we look forward to seeing what you do this season.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for diving in, man.
Appreciate it.
DolphinsTalk.com is your one stop for all things Miami Dolphins. With news, commentary, video, interviews, and the Webby Award-winning DolphinsTalk.com daily podcast, DolphinsTalk.com has you covered on all of the latest happenings surrounding the Miami Dolphins. Whether it's training camp, the draft, free agency, or the current Miami Dolphins season, DolphinsTalk.com has it covered. Be sure to follow us on Twitter @DolphinsTalk and to visit the website, DolphinsTalk.com, each and every day. That's DolphinsTalk.com.
Man, how much fun was that?
Oh, man. Seth, you know what, man? It's so much fun to be back in the building, but I do not envy those guys out there on that hot-ass field.
I don't either. Now, you guys had to wear the equipment and stuff. I had to stand there in long pants because Hardy wouldn't fucking let us wear shorts out there. But, yeah, I don't miss that part of training camp at all, but I do miss the stories.
Yeah, you know, and there's a couple guys, you know, John Denney and Matt Haack, who probably has an easier training camp. But you look at Alan Hurns and Jerome Baker, they're really going through it.
They're grinding.
Yeah.
They're grinding out there. But it's hot for everybody, even though they were in the bubble today. But it's good that, you know, some of those guys loosened up a little bit more than others. We understand there's a new head coach. Everybody's trying to make the team. Even a 15-year vet is trying to make the team. But it was fun to hear those guys loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, man, because I know, you know, I recall, like I talked about, some of the stories that I had when I was coming in as a rookie all the way up to when I was a little bit older, you know, as a player. And these guys are experiencing all that all over again, man. It's a little more tame now than it was when I played.
Yeah, that was kind of disappointing,
not
man.
Too bad. Disappointing,
yeah, fucking incognito messed up everything. Golly. So, a lot of fun, man. A great way to just, you know, JT was incredible as our season opener. But it was nice to get in front of some of the active guys, man. As much as I enjoy what we do on the regular, it was cool to see some of these younger guys. Well, most of them are younger guys.
Yeah, right? John appreciates that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, so we'll call him a younger guy too, man. And what I really look forward to is if once those guys do retire, long down the line, getting them back in the tank and seeing if the stories, if they open up even a little bit
I think
more.
the stories will change just a little bit.
Just a little bit. They don't have that fear of getting that paycheck. Well, great stuff, man. Always fun to be here with you, Juice. And, of course, DJ Preach holding it together. He brought the video in this time, too, man. He went next level.
Yeah, we are looking.
Got his
official.
Spielberg on.
We are official, man. Big thanks to the Dolphins, of course.
Yeah, man. I hope that we didn't do anything where Renzo ran up and Matt and Jason won't let us back in the building. But hopefully we get another chance to get some of these active guys.
That's right, man.
All right, we'll catch everybody next week.
Thanks for diving in.
You're now diving into the fish tank.
Dive up in that fish tank. Who that? Sitting down with Seth Living, OJ, Juice Man. Ooh, and this is strictly for them true fans, dog fans. Number one, of course, y'all. This ain't no ordinary sports talk. Dive up in that fish tank. Go get your aqua orange. Yeah, it's time to dive up in that fish tank. It's only legendary talking when you dive up in that fish tank. Rockin' with OJ and Seth when we dive up in that fish tank. Fans with attitude. Okay, this one for them diehards. Celebrate big or cry hard. Leave it all on the field, we gon' try hard. Old school, a new school, mix it in. Feeling like we up close when we listening. Dolphins tales, in Miami is the deep end. We vibing with our favorite players, no secret. We get with Seth and McDuffie, bringing up stories we never heard to the public. Bet we love it, Dolphins fans never budget. We loyal to the team, whether happy or we upset. We be like, what's next? Don't switch the subject, you know it's all about them fins. And if you ready for that water, time to dive in. Don't switch the subject, you know it's all about them fins. And if you down with Dolphins Nation, time to dive in. Don't switch the subject, you know it's all about them fins. You looking at that fish tank, it's time to dive in. That fish tank. Go get your aqua orange, yeah, it's time to dive up in that fish tank. It's only legendary talking when you dive up in that fish tank. Rockin' with OJ and Seth when you dive up in that fish tank. Dog fans with